said, I'll fly to Las Vegas tonight and fight him. And that was Chael Sonnen.
If there's one thing I learned from the guys that came before me: anyone, anywhere, anytime.
But the one thing that I never thought in a million years would happen, happened. Jon Jones said, I'm not fighting Chael Sonnen with 8 days' notice.
The level and lack of appreciation infuriates me at times. If you're the world champion, you must fight. If Dana White calls and asks you for a favor, you must deliver on the favor.
Dana White gives everyone an equal opportunity, and I've taken this opportunity that he's blessed me with, and I've run with it. So to say that I owe anyone to just run in that octagon and fight, it's just not accurate. And I respect my decision. I think it was a great decision.
So here we are on The Ultimate Fighter, and both of them are coaches, and now when this season's over, they will fight.
I had a conversation with Dana White, and he said the fans really want this fight. And I think you and Chael Sonnen have the backstory and personality to do great on this show.
You want to hear the real story? I got a call from Dana. He said, listen, Chael, I'm putting you to work. He said, I overpaid for this light heavy, who I now realize is a jerk. He said, nobody's watching him at home or in bars. In his fights, he might as well be on Dancing with the Stars.
Before I coached against Chael on Tough, I thought he was a jerk. I thought he was just full of himself. I thought he was inconsiderate to other people's feelings. I just looked at him as, you know, his parents went wrong somewhere.
Do not have chills going up your spine for the first time on Fox for you to be here in Chael's Octagon on Chael's channel, holding Chael's microphone, interviewing Chael.
And Chael actually surprised me.
When I worked with Jon as a coach, my opinion of him changed almost instantly. He was serious. He cared about his guys. He was doing a good job.
You might want to let him know, if you kick me, I want to put you in your butt.
You know, I still think Chael can be a pretty crappy human at times. What has happened is I've understand what I'm up against.
So I went and got a few tapes. Started watching his fights. I suggest you watch them too if you have trouble sleeping at night.
I don't take Chael's words seriously at all. He is a loser. I do take his technique seriously, and that's why I train so hard.
Jon Jones remains the UFC light heavyweight champion. And again with a big takedown, Chael Sonnen.
I'm the best MMA wrestler in the world, and that could only be disputed by George St. Pierre. I do acknowledge that Jon is very good, but he's not me. I could take Jon Jones down anytime I wanted to. I'm a two-time national champion. I got a silver medal from the World Championships. That says I can take Jon Jones down.
It's not going to be about takedowns. I'm just not afraid of being taken down. You know, it's an MMA match. Yes, I have a stat of not being taken down ever. But that stat means absolutely nothing to me. If he takes me down 5 times in this fight, it doesn't matter. It's going to be about who ends the fight with their hands raised.
UFC light heavyweight champion.
I have no preference on where I want this fight to go. My coaches want me to knock him out more than ever, but Chael Sonnen has lost so many fights by submission, and right now I have the most submissions in light heavyweight history. So we're not ruling out any options or way to finish Chael Sonnen.
Jon Jones is the youngest champion in UFC history.
I don't know that Jon's vulnerable to anything. He's a good, solid, complete guy. At the same time, he's never been in there with a gangster before. He's never had an experience like this one. There's a reason that he said no the first time.
No matter how much he tries to convince himself that he's going to win this fight or that he's the champion without the belt, he just doesn't believe. And that's why he comes up short in every opportunity he gets to be a champion. Because he doesn't have a championship soul, heart, work ethic, nothing.
The tougher guy is going to win. The tougher guy wins every time. I will put my mouthpiece in, and when the guy in the shark suit clears the ring and the guy with dreadlocks says fight, I'm going to walk across that ring and I'm going to put him on his ass. We're going to find out if he's tougher or if I'm tougher. That's it. So what I say, Jon, is you run into another tree. Do whatever it takes to stay away, son, because you don't want to fight me.
Touche, Chael. Touche.
He's been calling me out for 5 years. His time has come.
I would love to just shut him up, you know, just knock him out and embarrass this guy.
Serious ground and pound.
The co-main event between Michael Bisping and Alan Belcher is an important fight for the UFC's middleweight division and a very important fight for both of these men. Both fighters are very talented fighters, but both fighters are coming off losses. Alan Belcher lost a decision to Yushin Okami, and Michael Bisping, of course, was stopped by Vitor Belfort.
The loss to Vitor was a very disappointing loss. If I'd have won that fight, I was fighting for the title. I need redemption for myself, for my career. You know, I've got to beat Alan Belcher and get back on track.
It's on the line. Not only is it a grudge match, but it's a war for that top contender spot.
It's a difficult fight for both these guys because they're very well matched. But it's also a very tough fight because both guys are trying to make an argument that they belong at the top of the list of contenders to compete against the greatest fighter that's ever walked the face of the planet. And in order to establish yourself at the top of the heap, you have to win in spectacular and devastating fashion.
I have to prove to the world, you know, that I'm one of the top guys. I'm going out there, guns blazing, first round, knockout.
Michael Bisping has stayed in the upper echelon of middleweights for so long because he has beaten so many great fighters out there. He has yet to challenge for the belt, but we saw him go from being primarily a defensive wrestler to a great offensive wrestler in his fight against Brian Stann. He can strike, he can jab. His movement is phenomenal. So this is a guy who is continually getting better.
I'm certainly going to be the most powerful I've ever been in the UFC. Starting my career, most of my fights never made it out the first round. I just go out there fueled on pure aggression and hunger, you know, and that's what I'm going back to. I ain't losing this fight. It ain't going to a decision. Alan Belcher is getting everything I've got. I'm telling you, 100%. The moment that bell sounds, you better be prepared. I've never lost 2 in a row, and I don't plan on starting now.
Nicely done by Michael Bisping. Look at Belcher go!
Alan Belcher is an exciting guy to watch because he will try anything and everything out there. He's very dynamic, especially with his striking. This is another guy who is always getting better, and he comes to fight. Every single time he goes out to fight, he fights aggressively, and he's always looking for that knockout.
Man, you gotta be kidding me!
I can definitely knock Michael Bisping out. He's not going to trade with me, and he knows if I land a shot, he's probably going to fall down.
You're looking to finish!
My skill set and all the different weapons that I have, along with my power, is going to be the difference in the fight.
I really see this fight coming down to who's going to be better on the feet.
Bisping did an interview saying he would bet anything.
First round, knockout, TKO. I will bet that everything I've got.
I felt like it was very disrespectful and that I had to say something about it. I've never been knocked out. I have no doubt in my mind that Bisping could not knock me out with his best punch if I let him.
If you take me out in round 1, I will get the British flag tattooed on my chest. If I take you out in round 1, you get Johnny.
His first response was pretty much just F you.
I said, I bet I'll knock you out. It's a figure of speech. You know, we're not actually going to start making bets.
My friend Wallace Gilberry, he said, I'm going to up the bet.
For $1,000 cup. I'm sure you got something to that value.
People wanted to see my response, so, you know, I had to give a response. What do you think, Damien? Should we take this bet? 2012, we got 500. We just wanted to make him look stupid.
He's the one that made the bet first. The man's just not confident to follow through with it.
We're going to fight April 27th. Let's just focus on that. Dave.
If I can step on Michael Bisping on my way to a title, and it's just a better day for me.